Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Getting Cheesy with Van and Jeezy. I'm Van,
And I'm Jeezy, baby.
and I don't know if you can tell, but there's a third person here. I don't know where they're going to end up in the post process, so I'll point this way. He's down here. Um, his name is Lil Papi,
That's right.
Was
like David Ortiz, but little and not anything like David Ortiz.
no,
But
about that much.
you could imagine what he'd be like if he was, though. All right, benefit of the doubt.
Anyways, we're gonna roll right into it here because we got a lot of shit going on. One we're gonna quickly hit on here: the NFLPA Players Association and the NFL have agreed upon a new, I guess, revision to the collective bargaining agreement. 29-3 vote, it passed. Basically, with all the COVID shit going on, they have made a new time frame, right? So, in terms of training camp, they're gonna do day one is testing and virtual meetings. Day 2 and 3, virtual meetings. Day 4 is testing and virtual meetings. Day 5 and 6, physicals. 7 through 15, strength and conditioning with a day off. Day 16 is padded practices, and day 21, 16 is practice starts, and 21 is the first padded practice. So there's that.
It all sounds good, but we just saw MLB's been going for, what, a week? Almost a week?
Well, hold on. Let me finish this.
Well, yeah. Well, the games have been less than a week, but yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
no, you're good. Yeah, carry on.
Right. I mean, as you were saying, MLB just the games are less than a week, and now like literally half the Marlins team has gone under, and they can't play for the rest of the week, and
Nope.
all these other stadiums are now affected by it, and they're changing schedules. So if baseball can't get it right, how would football get it right when they're like doing this all the time? So
that's what I'm saying. Baseball is like the easiest sport to like re-implement, right? Because there's one guy here and another guy way the fuck over there, and another guy way the fuck over there. The closest one is the catcher, and the catcher is like interacting with everybody, right? Like every batter comes by, the ump, sure, no one cares about him anyways. But how does this happen when you have 14 people? The NBA is trying this bubble thing, like have everybody in a bubble at Disney and sneak in women and whatever else they're doing.
getting chicken wings. Don't forget going to Atlanta to the strip club for the chicken wings. Don't we?
Chicken wings.
They're good. I heard they're good chicken wings. So.
They better be.
Yeah.
But Lil Poppy was texting me earlier this week. You were telling, what do they do to disinfect like the stadium? You were telling me something about, I don't even know what you were saying. I don't know if you were lying to me.
I would never lie to you, Jeezy. I would never lie to you. This is after what the Marlins, since they basically want to defumigate the clubhouse that they used, and that's why now who are they playing? That's why some of the games that they're not even involved with are canceled now because they can't use that stadium, and the team the team that they were playing, they need to be isolated as well. So you got the Marlins out for a week, and then you've got, I think it's the Phillies or something, they're out for several days waiting for all these tests to come back. So with football, even if you have tests coming back the next day, you're still going to be screwed because someone could be sick. You don't find out for 24 hours, and that's going to spread all around. That's what it did with the Marlins in the clubhouse.
I mean, what happens with baseball now that you've got? Are you postponing games or canceling them? Are you going to have some teams play 20 games, some teams play the full 60? Like, how is this going to work out?
Right.
And the
exactly.
NFL has already implemented, and baseball probably has too, an opt-out where the players can literally just opt out of the season. And actually, a surprising number of players have already opted out, and it looks like they've got voluntarily, high risk, and an unspecified. So,
tell me about it. Just today, six Patriot players have opted out.
Dante
Hightower, Patrick Chung.
Mm-hmm.
Those
That's
are the
huge.
biggest. Those are
because they've Vitale, he came from us.
Right, yeah. I was looking forward to him. I think those three have newborns. And then Marcus Cannon, their right tackle, he had cancer when he was in college, so he has a pre-existing condition. So I mean, it all makes sense, but once again, during the regular season, people are going to be dropping like flies left and right, and you're going to be playing against some third-string quarterback you've never heard of, and then poof, that's your starter. It's going to be like the strike days again or something, with all the replacement players.
Yeah. It's wild. I just want to keep running. I want to ffinish out this the CBA thing here. We all know the preseason's been canceled. They're decreasing roster size. Typically, you're able to carry 90 players through like mid-August. Now it's down to 80 players. And the practice squad is going to expand to 16 players. So basically, it's going to be harder for, street free agents and rookies to make their case to make the team. But, what are you going to do? And then also in response to the financial aspect of COVID, this year's salary crap was 198 million, and it's going to be going down to probably about 175 million next year. So we'll see what happens with all these contracts, and I'm sure there's going to be some negotiation and prorating and whatever else going on. But it is what we could refer to in this business as a mess.
That's one word for it.
That's the technical term, I believe.
I've got a cat playing guitars back here. Get out of there.
Very musical.
He's not. He's just an asshole. Fine, whatever.
Wow.
Lil Papi, this is the main event, what we brought you in here for.
Yes.
I want to hear from a Boston fan. What is the Patriots QB situation? We talked about a couple weeks ago on the show, Cam Newton being brought in for cheap. But what's going on? What's the take? What are the hometown fans saying about this?
Let's just say before the Patriots signed Cam Newton on the cheap, my friends back home
too.
super cheap. My friends back home were like, "Yeah, we're on the Jarrett Stidham bandwagon." If most people probably have never heard of him, because you would hear I literally heard from a friend of a friend who knew like a QB person out in California, and all these QBs were firing. We're using them like, oh, they're saying Stidham's the best. So we were all like on the bandwagon. Thank goodness Cam came along. So just that alone took Brady off of like my Twitter feed. So now it's just all Cam. And even if Cam doesn't do anything, I'm happy for just for that. But now,
wait a minute. Wait a minute. That gives me the impression that you are a Patriots fan and not a Tom Brady fan.
I thank Tom Brady for his 20 years of service. I think he'll go down not only the greatest QB, but he always took less money. Always took less money.
That's true.
And no one talks about that. And that's the reason why then we could, afford what we did and did it for so long. But yeah, now that he's in Tampa, I hope he never wins again. So
nice. Yeah.
But I don't blame him for leaving. I don't blame him for leaving. I don't blame Gronk for leaving. Because
is this would you think this is similar to like how we felt when Favre went to the Vikings?
Oh God, yes.
Do you feel betrayed a little bit?
Well, he went to the Jets first, right? So he could get to the Vikings.
That was even worse, yeah.
That was even worse. That was a total fuck you.
Yeah.
That was
a total.
It
absolutely was.
Yeah. Take your cheese and pound it.
Yeah. We never forget Brent. Never.
Right.
What are you thinking though? Are you thinking Cam Newton is going to get the start, or do you think he's looking to compete with Jared here?
Right. Now they're definitely going to compete. Even if it was a normal offseason, even if he was signed in the spring, Belichick definitely just would say, "Oh yeah, they're always competing." But now with the shortened, very short, non-existent preseason, then he's got a lot of catching up to do. So I think anything is possible. But just to go why I'm not like blaming Brady and Gronk for leaving, is Gronk was basically traded in 2018 to the Lions. And he's like, "What? You're trading me? Oh, you can't because I'm retired." Like he just said, "I'm not going to show up to Detroit," because he wanted to play with Brady. So that's how that deal got nixed. And Brady wanted to sign like a 2-year deal. He wanted to be here, but Belichick's like, "No, I only want you for last year basically." And so Brady knew that last year was going to be his that was it, and he was going to go elsewhere. Now he can have his fun in Tampa, and they can all enjoy themselves, and we'll see them lose, because when you leave the Patriots and then you want to have fun, you might have one good year, but overall it's not going to work.
Is it going to reinforce my stance that Tom Brady is a system quarterback who's made a handful of good plays?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not a system quarterback. Do you know the talent that they have on Tampa? He has never had those two good of wideouts. And he's got Gronk, he's got Brady, he's got the other Howard tight ends.
So let's say Cam fills in or Jared Stidham fills in, doesn't matter who. If the Patriots go to the playoffs this year, they win the the AFC. They go to the playoffs. Is then Tom Brady then a system quarterback? Because I go back to when he got hurt and it was Matt Castle was filling in.
Yeah, but
they went 11-5 into the playoffs. And it didn't matter because Brady just throws 4-yard checkdowns, lets James White run 1,000,000 yards.
I know. I'm sure you like to say that about the whole Matt Castle thing, but you have to remember, you also had Randy Moss in his Patriots prime there. Literally, he would just throw to him, and somehow Moss would come up with it. So
isn't that what he does to Julian Edelman and Gronk and James White? That's what he does to everybody, right?
Well, just throws it up and prays.
That's what he did with Gronk.
And it short worked. Ones. He's been on that short game for a while.
Right, but I mean, if I'm defending him, yeah, I'm making him throw to the outside because his arm strength isn't what it used to be. But you will see with the talent that he has, this year in Tampa. Last year, not only he had 0 tight ends. I mean, literally 0 tight ends. And then they traded for Sanu. He got hurt after his second game. And Edelman, then everyone could just double team Edelman, and that's why they couldn't do anything last year. So you'll see this year he's going to blow up. He's going to blow up this year.
Blow up in a bad way, hopefully.
Quick final.
His knee is going to blow up in a bad way. Yes.
Final note here. What is your estimated regular season, assuming they get 16 games, for the Patriots? Last word here.
They got a really tough schedule this year. They really do. And everyone's saying, Belichick's going to come up with something up his sleeve and prove why he's the best. But I don't see it. So, I mean, if they go 10-6, I think that would be a miracle.
The Patriots and the Buccaneers will both go 9-7. One of them will miss the playoffs.
I will take the over with Tampa. They won't go 9-7.
Fine. If you say so.
We'll see.
And that's what we got for New This Week. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll catch you next time.
Thanks, Papi. Little Papi.
Small Papi.